All right, we are back from our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
Gary
Hi,
takes her
everybody.
vacation to the beach again.
Hmm.
Same place as always, right?
Yeah, well, we have switched it up a little bit, but yeah, we usually navigate right back to the same place.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, you like it.
yeah.
That's good.
Hmm.
Although the beach in August is a killer. I guess you're getting used to it though, huh?
Well, I tell you, when we got there, the radar said rain every day, but it doesn't, it might have had a little blow up, rain. It rained one time, we just still stayed out on the beach, but we were under an umbrella and sitting on chairs. It only got like in the low 80s. It was really nice,
Really? Well,
except
that's
for the
good.
like the last couple days it got pretty hot. So
Yeah, because I remember that time at Panama City, it was in the 90s.
yeah,
100% humidity.
I
That was
it.
nasty. So
Hmm.
you had a
Yeah.
little event there right before you left too, didn't you?
Yes, like the day before we left. Remember, I think it was even on the last show we did, how I told you I always go real far out into the ocean. And I'm one of them where the lifeguard's like, get back in. And this time I only went in like to my knees, which is odd. And I don't know, I was just kind of scared. I don't even know why. But the day before we left, some guy was sitting on the beach and he went in and saved a girl from a riptide. He saved her, but he didn't make it out.
Ooh,
And um, they searched for the body, and then he finally, kind of came up to shore right in front of our hotel. Um,
wow.
and I watched the whole thing. It was traumatizing for me,
Really?
and but for anybody. But I think the sad part too. I mean, besides the fact he lost his life, it's like once they took him off, they put him in the truck and they drove him away. It wasn't 30 seconds and everybody's just running back out on the beach and
Really?
laughing, and I don't know, it just didn't seem right to me. I don't know. I was just glad we were leaving the next day cuz
Yeah, because if that had happened your first day, that had ruined your whole trip.
I know, because it was just traumatizing. So
Yeah.
now I won't.
I actually saw news articles about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just a strange series of events. Um, but yeah, it's too long of a story, but
Yeah.
it was
And
rattling.
it's weird that for some reason you didn't want to go out because I know you just love going way out there.
I know. I only went in the ocean one time. We were there like 8 days.
Really?
That
Wow.
is so strange for me. And another strange thing too, right before that girl drowned, or the guy drowned, um, we were sitting out on the deck, and I looked out there and I told Dave, I'm like, God, that person is out way too far. And he's like, oh, mind your own business, and I'm like, no, man, that person is out way too far. And it was 8 o'clock at night. Normally, we would have been down at we have a big bar and stuff outside of our hotel
Yeah.
and dancing and stuff. And I went to bed at 8 o'clock. And we had like a three-room uh, condo. So when I went to bed, of course, I didn't hear anything. But my husband, Dave's like, there were helicopters and drones and
Ooh,
all
wow.
of the Coast Guards and um, everything. And then I woke up at like 10, and I think I was telling you this. My stomach started hurting, and of course I didn't know any of this was going on. My stomach's hurting, and I just feel like I'm like floating or something. And I thought, oh my God, I'm getting sick because I ate a salad. And you know how that lettuce was making everybody sick?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, great, I'm going to have diarrhea, throwing up all day tomorrow. I'm never going to make the flight, on Sunday. And I kept getting like a feeling like I should go out on the deck. And I was thinking it was a UFO. Because in my mind, I thought, I want to see a UFO because a lot of sightings are right there in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it was an alien calling me out, and I'm like, I can't. I'm not going because I don't feel good. And then I woke up, that like I said, the next morning, and all that happened. And I thought that was really strange.
Yeah.
Like there was just
Wow.
a lot of events like that. So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. A little weird. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully it didn't taint your entire vacation. You had a chance to relax,
Yeah,
kick back.
relax. Although we fly, and that to me is very stressful.
What do you delayed 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, on the way there,
Yeah.
and then on the way home, we were supposed to board, take off at 9:30 in the morning, and then they changed it to 6. That's a
Yeah.
big difference. So I had to get up at like 3 o'clock on the day we left,
Yeah.
and then traveling all it was. I'd
Yeah.
rather ride a bicycle there, I think, than fly.
I
So
know. So, all right. Well, a lot of people have been waiting patiently for you to come back.
yeah, it
I'm
looks
looking
like
for
we
a
got quite
reading.
a
Yeah.
few.
So let's get to it.
Okay.
Before we do, though, I want to acknowledge and thank Nancy Ray for her Kofi donation. Nancy, I see you on this, and we'll get you a reading today. But
Okay.
thank you anyway for your contributions. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy.
Anybody feel so inclined, the address there is the bottom right hand side of the screen, kofi.com/psychic Shari. Um, Anything you want to donate is fine. Every little bit helps keep the channel going,
Right.
and we do appreciate it. All right, so Sherry's going to be giving some general readings today. She won't be addressing specific questions. She'll be tapping into your higher self and your spirit guides to share the things they want you to know. So it's more about the spirit guides communicating to you rather than you ask them a question. These are general readings. They take a little bit longer, but we will try to get to everybody in the hour and a half that we have here. If you didn't get a reading today, or if you have a specific question that you really need answered, then after the show is over, in the actual video replay, down in the bottom of it, there's a comment section. In that comment section, type your request for a reading and or your question. Also include your first name too. Sherry wants your first name.
Right.
Also today, if you have a reading and you'd like one, great to just request the reading in your comment and include your first name if your username does not include that first name so that we can be a little more personal with the review instead of referring to you as DHY 783 or whatever the hell you are. All
Right.
right.
Can
And we're
I
going to
say
do,
one thing too? We have had a lot of storms here. We're in Indiana. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but Bobby is kind of cutting in and out. It might just be the internet service or something. I don't know, but I don't know if anybody else can see that or if it's just me.
I
Um,
don't know. We'll find out on the replay.
yeah, there you go.
So, all right. So halfway through, we'll be doing the alphabet messages
Hmm.
once again. Kind of signals our intermission for
Yeah.
us. All right, let's get to it.
All
Let's start
right.
off with Judy. Judy would
All
like a
right.
reading.
Okay, Judy, let's see what we've got going on here. First thing that your spirit team shows me is that you have on a pair of tennis shoes and they're tied together. And it's like you're tripping yourself up is what they're saying. And it could be because you're throwing your thoughts too far into the future and you might be worrying about things that may not cease to exist. But they're just saying the power is within you. If you don't feel like you're moving forward in a direction that you think you want to, and you're not going as fast as what you want, they say the power is all within you. They said it's almost as easy as untying your shoes. So try to think outside of the box because they're showing me there you might be faced with a situation here in the near future where you feel like you're just banging your head up against the wall, and you don't know which direction to go. And they say, just take a step back and sleep on it. You know that saying, oh, well, just sleep on it. That might really work with you. Put it out to the universe, because they say you will get the answer, and it will come. And when it does, and you'll be like, man, that was so easy. Why didn't I think of that? So that's the message that comes in for you, Judy. And we love trees for you. They just show me a lot of trees. The more you can get out in nature and walk with trees, the better that will help you, make you feel.
Yeah.
So that's what comes up for you, Judy.
All right. Now we move to Kathy Macy.
Okay, Kathy.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. It does seem like I've been gone a long time, doesn't it?
It's going to take you a few minutes to get into the swing of things, I guess.
Well, I mean, I did a lot of readings today. I did, paid readings, did a lot of readings yesterday, so I am back in the saddle.
Well, that's
So,
good.
so I'll be good and loopy here in about a half hour, because I've done a lot of reads.
Uh,
All right, let's see what we got for you, Kathy. All right. They just kind of show me you sitting back and relaxing, taking, I don't know if it's taking time off, but that's kind of what they say. So if you're due for a vacation or need a rest, then do it. But they're also showing me it's time maybe to reach out for people, reach out and connect with people, especially family members or people you haven't talked to in a long time. You don't want too much time to go in between, even like with friendships or family members. We don't like, they're just saying we don't like a whole lot of time without communication, because it feels like there is someone in your immediate circle that might need a shoulder to cry on, or might need some emotional support, or just maybe to vent, and you can lend an open ear. So that's what comes up for you, Kathy, is sit back and relax. And when you're doing that, maybe you can reach out to others, because someone needs you right now. So that's what comes up for you, Kathy.
okay. Now let's go to Mihaela.
Okay, you said it right.
That's what we're calling it. We're calling her that. We may
Uh,
be wrong, but that's her name to us.
yeah, okay. That's the way I read too. I just make up words if I don't know
Yeah,
how to sound them out.
yeah.
Um, okay, so let's see what we've got going on here for you. Okay. It's funny, they're kind of showing me like one arm is kind of tied back. It's funny, it almost reminds me of the first read I just did, like where almost like you're holding yourself back, but we see the word fear above your head. And it feels as if there's a move that you want to make. This could be a move with your home, it could be a move in a relationship or a job. I'm asking Spirit, might be in the home or a place where you're wanting to move, might be coming up for you, but you want to, but it's like there's fear. So many times that's what keeps a lot of us from moving forward, is maybe the fear of we can't figure everything out, or the fear of failure, or if I get in there, what if. And so that's what's kind of coming up for you, is they're saying, just do it. Just if you want something, just go for it. If it doesn't work out, then regroup. They said you've had to do that several times. When we go back through your timeline, we see where you're pretty good at pivoting or coming up with plan B if you're in a pinch. And that's what they say. You're always able to do that. So don't let fear keep you from moving forward. We do see the sun come up for you. When they show me that, we love that. That means like help is on the way. Here comes the sun. Brighter days ahead. Almost maybe how the sun will come up after a storm. So this is what we see for you, is we see a beautiful light coming in for you, and there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel, so don't give up. So that's what comes up for you.
Okay. All right, then we move to Christina.
Okay, hi Christina. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, it's funny, they're kind of throwing me into the body area a little bit. And it kind of reminds me of me. If I have something wrong in my body, first thing I do is I get on Google, and then it's like I have all kinds of things wrong with me. So if this is what's coming up for you, Chris, if you come up to where you've got something wrong with the physical body, don't Google it, first of all. And then they say, sometimes, even like with me, there, because what we're picking up on is things may come and go. And it can be just energy that maybe gets stuck. Sometimes it's just like if we're walking down the street, or if we're just sitting there and all of a sudden you get a sharp pain in your back or neck. You've had that, right, Bobby?
Yeah.
And a
My
lot of
knees,
times,
I get it in my knees a lot.
yeah, and it can just be, it can be energy coming in from other people. It can be a lot of things. And as they say, everything is energy. So if you're having difficulty with the physical body, um, everything's connected. Your mental body, your emotional body, the physical body. And when one is off kilter, it will kind of throw the others off too. So, if you're having issues with the physical body, then try to work on doing relaxation and breathing, and trying to work with the mental body. And the emotional body, they're saying it feels like there's a lot of stuck trauma. Um, Even watching a sad movie where you cry, that can release some emotions. Because they're all, if it's sadness, then it's going to come up and out if you're watching a sad movie. So that might be something that you could do, Chris, if you're having issues with that. And another thing they're saying, thank you, they're showing me you look kind of like lighting a thing of sage. So they're suggesting maybe you sage your home. And I know you've probably heard us talk about this. So that might be something that would come in handy for you too. So that's what comes up for you, Chris.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know you talk about saging quite a bit. Does that really ward off different spirits, or what does that
Um,
do?
well, I got to tell you, some people think that they sage and it gets rid of every single thing. I beg to differ. I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of it is your intention. Because people, there's not a certain way you do it. You can do it any way. You don't even really have to have sage. You could do a candle. You could just go through your room. You could play music, uplifting music, anything to like raise the vibration. You can open your windows. That gets the chi. That gets the energy flowing. If it's real super hot, of course you don't want to do that. Um, I like to sage just because in my mind I think it's helping. So if you think it's helping, it's helping, and it's the
Mhm.
intention. And so if it does, because I'm telling you, it doesn't necessarily get rid of everything. Especially if anybody has watched some of these hauntings where people, that come into these homes, sage doesn't get rid of everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's more your intention. But now I have seen where I have saged, I've seen it where it pulls, I've seen a spirit come out of a mirror. So, I mean, it does work on, I'm going to say a majority. That's just from my understanding, um, and from what I've experienced.
Mm, okay.
So, yeah, it's a slippery slope, you know.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Beatrice.
Okay, hi Beatrice. Let's see what's going on here. Affirmations is what they're saying. Affirmations. Um, Make little post-it notes to build your confidence. Put them in your car and tell yourself, I'm going to have a happy day. All kinds of things. Put them in your lunch bucket if you take lunch, if you go to work, wherever you go. Put them in your bathroom when you open up a cabinet. Oh, hello, wonderful, whatever. They're just saying it's kind of fun. And it's like little affirmations that just for that, maybe that split second, it will raise your vibration. Um, Boy, it feels like you're really kind of dragging. Uh, I'm seeing cords behind you, which is telling me that you're kind of. I don't want to say dragging people behind you, but it's almost as if you're. Let's put it this way: feels like you're worried about a couple of people. One feels like a man, one feels like a woman. It might even be family members. And sometimes your spirit team is telling me that um, you really like to help people, and but there has to be a line to where you can only help people so much, and then they have to step up and kind of help themselves. Like that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So it's great to send them love, but they're also saying there's a fine line between helping people and then enabling people. So this might be something coming up for you, Beatrice, is, um, make sure that you're not enabling people around you, because when you do that, then it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
So that's what comes up for you, Beatrice.
Okay. It's good advice for
Hmm.
anybody. Kristen, how
Okay.
about the reading?
All right. Let's see, Kristen, what we've got going on here. First thing that comes up for you is your spirit team is asking you to start out with a clean slate. And when you find yourself, especially if it's repetitive, when you keep going back about a situation or something in the past, and it's like you just keep revisiting it over in your mind. I know we've all done this. Like, oh, I should have done this, or I wonder if I wouldn't have done this, maybe that wouldn't have happened. When you find that, that is time for you to really just kind of sit down in silence and just ask yourself, what did I learn from that situation? Because everything that happens to us, it really happens for us. So they're talking about they hand you a big eraser and you're holding a chalkboard with all these worries on it. And they're saying, start out each day with a clean slate. If you wake up and the first time that you realize that you're worrying about something, when you're thinking about something in the future, when you're worrying about something, they say erase it and just switch it up to think, nope, this is going to be a great day, or replace it with something positive, with a positive thought. So that's what comes up for you, Kristen.
Okay. Veronica, welcome back.
Okay, hi, Veronica. Lady Boss. Is that Lady Boss? I can
Yeah.
barely read my bifocals. I got to keep going like that.
Yeah.
Um, all right, Veronica, let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, um, gosh, they're showing me like a daisy and they're pulling it. Like how somebody would say, oh, she loves me not, she loves me, she loves me not. Um, Thank you. I'm asking Spirit, why are you showing me that for her? Okay. One thing that they're saying is assume everybody likes you. And that's a good rule of thumb. Even if people don't, then kill them with kindness. There's not one person in the world that everybody likes. And we're not saying that people don't like you, but we're just saying just assume that they like you. And I don't know why they're saying that, but they say somehow that's going to make sense to you. Um, and if you think that people don't like you, you might act differently around them. But if you think people like you, then you can just really be you. And so that's what they're saying is just really, we see where you really start to come out of your shell. And when you assume that, they said that they're just showing me a lot of fun coming up for you. I know summer is almost over. It is here where we live. Um, but they're still showing me a lot of fun to be had with a lot of people. So feels like your circle is going to get bigger with friends and acquaintances and things. It feels like there might still be some get-togethers coming up. We love Halloween for you. So you might go to a Halloween party, dress up, or go on a hayride or a ghost walk, something of that nature. So that's fun. I love Halloween too. So that's what comes up for you, Veronica.
All right. Now that brings us to Nancy. Nancy,
Okay.
first of all, thank you for your Ko-fi contribution. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. We do appreciate that.
And Sherry, what do you have for her?
Okay, let's see what we've got here. All right. First of all, they're kind of stopping me at the shoulders a little bit and then in the heart chakra. The shoulders feel a little heavy, which is telling me that um, you're carrying a heavy load, but they also say you're used to carrying a heavy load and you're used to multitasking and get her done. You know, it's like it doesn't matter how tired you are. If you have an agenda, if you have things that you want to do, then you do them. Even if you don't feel well, it's like you kind of push yourself through. Um, and they're saying that's fine, but they're also saying, you know, it's a fine balance here between burning the candle at both ends of the stick too, because when you do that, we all know the body's going to take a hit somehow, some way. You're going to come up with aches and pains. They also throw me into the heart chakra, and I just hear like almost as if it's cracking open more and more and more. And what we mean by that is with compassion. You're going to find yourself in situations or people around you where your heart really goes out to them. And you offer help, or people might come to you for help. And it is just a boomerang effect. Your heart will open. You will help others. And not that you expect anything in return, but it feels like it does come back to you in tenfold. What you put out, you get. That's the law of the universe. But we see compassion where people will have compassion for you. You would be a good teacher. We love the words that come out of your mouth, and they said that you are good at, how do we say this? Talking people off the ledge. You know, when people are having a meltdown or they're depressed or freaking out, they said you could be the calm in the midst of a storm. So if you're not that way already, it feels like this is the energy that's coming up for you for the next several months. So that's the message for you, Nancy.
Okay. Now let's go to B. B,
Okay.
welcome back.
Hi, B. All right, let's see what we've got here. It's funny, they kind of show me, you're like, oh, like almost like if I were to fall off this chair and just fall onto the ground and think, oh, I'm
Mhm.
exhausted. And that's what they're saying. Sometimes we can get exhausted, and it doesn't always have to be from doing physical work. It can be from mental work. We've talked about this, we all know that. But it can also be if you're a little empath. And it can also be if you're sucking up other people's energy, or if other people are stealing yours. They'll do that on an unconscious level. Some can do it on a intentional level, but most don't. So the name of this game is to really kind of work more with sealing your energetic field around you. When you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, when there's too many people, when there's drama, anything of this nature, envision you're inside of a disco ball. But they're also asking you to clear the house too. I know we talked about the sage, but it just feels like there's a lot of energy in your home as well. And I am starting to vibrate in her energy, which tells me her energy must be really high. And when somebody's got really high energy like that, boy, they're I was going to say a magnet, but almost like a target too, because people on an unconscious level want that energy. And so that's where the energy vampires will come in. So that's the message that comes in for you, B, is
Okay.
kind of seal your energy. And yeah, I'm really vibrating in her energy. Um, so that's good. We like that high vibes. When somebody raises their energy, we're all connected, we're all one, so it helps all of us. Same way if somebody lowers theirs and is hateful and everything, that lowers everybody's too. So
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Now we move to Carrie. What do you have
okay.
for Carrie?
Hi, Carrie. Okay, first thing that they're showing me is you taking care of an animal that might be hurt or sick. I don't know if this is yours or maybe someone, you might find one, something of this nature. There's an aspect of you that needs to feel needed and needs to feel like, even if it's getting a lot of plants need water, things of that nature. Even animals, they need fed. There's a part of you, your soul, that you came here to serve. And when you're not doing that, you feel off kilter. So if you feel sad, if you feel lonely, this would be the perfect time for you to go out and maybe work at a soup kitchen or do some sort of volunteer work if you can. Anything to help anybody is going to make you feel better. Let's see what else. Water is very good for you cleansing. We hope that you have a chance to maybe get out in a pool, get in a jacuzzi, and if not, even in a bathtub, take a bubble bath. It's very cleansing for you. So that's what comes up. When you feel off kilter, water is going to be your connection almost to rewire you, so to speak. Even like the thunderstorms, like I told you, Bobby, I love to hear rain and thunderstorms. If it's sunny outside, I feel like, I don't care how tired I am, I feel like I got to be out and do something, like I'm missing out on something. But if it's raining, then it's almost like a hall pass. It's like I get to lay around and do nothing. But it's also hearing the rain, and that's what we see for her, is hearing rain, the waterfalls, getting into jacuzzis, things of this nature is what's needed for her now in the next several months. So that's what comes up for Carrie.
Okay. Now let's move to Venus.
Okay. Hi, Venus. Let's see what we've got. This is funny. Instantly, when I hear Venus, I hear knock, knock, knock. Boy, you got some guides. You have a new guide coming in, really wanting to connect with you. Whether you work with your guides or not, there's always more to be had, so to speak. We all have a certain number of guides that come in with us and stay with us our whole lives, but others can also come in and out when needed. But it feels like there's a new guide coming in for you. I'm asking Spirit, tell me what it is. It does feel like it might be one of your chemist guides. And what they do is they can work with the body chemistry and help you with issues. Nobody knows their body better, like nobody knows their body better than me. Even doctors might say something, but I can feel things. Most people can. So you might find yourself navigating more toward the holistic type of healing, maybe essential oils, things of this nature. So like instead of taking maybe a Tylenol or something, you might choose to do a essential oil. So if you're not already into the essential oils, this feels like it's really in your energetic field. It's really going to come up for you to do that. And you're going to like it. It truly is like a chemist. Put a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I see like the bubbles, like we're in lab, or what is that? Like chemistry lab where you put things in, and that's literally what they're showing me that you're going to be able to do with essential oils. So that's the message that comes up for you.
Okay. And we'll move on to Polly.
Okay. Hi, Polly. Let's see what we've got going on here. Dream big is what your team says. They show me you literally looking up at the sky and daydreaming. And we love that. When you daydream, that is when you're most open to spirit, because your analytical mind is taking a back seat. That's why a lot of people will get a lot of intuitive hits when they're doing mundane things like doing the dishes, driving your car, almost to where you can do these things automatically without thinking about them. And this is what we see for you. If you're wanting to connect with your loved ones on the other side, with your guides, or with your higher self, and open up your intuition, sit back and daydream. And I'll give you an example. one way to build up the third eye and the pineal gland is this something I do. Um, I love sitting on my back porch. So I'm here, my meditation room. If I sit here and visualize that I'm sitting on my back porch, and I tell myself, show me as much detail as you can. I'll even try to count how many flowers are in one flower pot, and things of that nature. So that is your imagination. It's like I'm dreaming that, I can think anything up I want. How many clouds are in the sky? But that strengthens it. It's like going to a gym and building the muscles. So that's what they're saying for you is rest, look up at the sky, and dream big is what they say. So that's what comes up for you, Polly.
Okay. Now let's move to Kathy. What do you have for
Okay.
Kathy?
Another Kathy. Kathy, and we have a sister named Kathy. It's a common
Yep,
name.
we do.
Okay.
Spelled the same way too.
I don't think you can spell that too many ways. This
Well,
thing
with
comes
the
on
C. Yeah.
every single time. Let me do that. I don't know why that comes up. Something about my computer. I have to click off or it's going to boot me right off of here.
Uh,
All right, Kathy, let's see what we've got going on here. Your spirit team is showing me you putting things on the wall. I don't feel like it's a move. Feels like you might be rearranging something. And they show me you putting something on the wall and taking it down, putting it up, taking it down. And if you're like me, if you buy one new thing, plan on redoing the whole room, So hopefully that's not it, but thank you. Now I know what they're saying. Um, you might find yourself where you're very undecisive or indecisive, however I don't even know how to say that word.
indecisive.
I should have paid more attention in school. Um, where you think you want something and then you don't. You think you want something and then you don't. It doesn't always have to be about putting pictures up on the wall. It could be about anything. And it's like you keep pivoting and they say that's all right. It's okay to change your mind. And that's just, thank you. They're going to start with little things for you. This is like your higher self and your guides coming in to work with you to let you realize that it is okay to change your mind because you're going to need that frequency when something comes up in your life to where it is a big deal. And then you're like, okay, it's all right. I am allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to pivot. So that's what's going to be coming up for you. And you can even put things in your grocery cart and then take them out before you get up to the to the register. I have so much of that buyer's remorse too, Amazon returns and all that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what comes up for you is the bottom line. It's teaching you that decisions, no, regardless of what it is that you decide, you always have the opportunity to change your mind or to do something different. So that's what comes up for you, Kathy.
Okay. Now let's go to Susan.
Okay.
Susan,
Hi,
welcome to
Susan.
the show.
Yeah, welcome. All right, let's see what we've got here. Somebody's blowing a whistle. What's going on here, Irene? Okay. What they're showing me is pay very close attention to that inner knowing that you have, to that gut feeling. And if you get even a slight feeling that something is not right, pay attention to it. And this is something that's going to be coming up here in the next 3 months, they're saying for you. Even if your ego, even if your mental mind is saying, no, it's good, it's all right, it's okay, and you just get a hint, I don't think so, you better pay attention to that because that's what's coming up. And you're going to be surprised that when you're going to really start to listen to people and hear words, not really hear words, regardless of the words that they say, you're going to be able to see the truth, to read between the lines, so to speak. And not that the people around you are changing, it just feels like that you're starting to get a little more heightened. You're starting to they say polish up your intuition. So this is what comes up for you. You might also find yourself where you feel like you're a little bit stuck because they're kind of showing me pulling, you're kind of pulled back a bit, but that's okay. Nothing lasts forever. So when you do find yourself, when you're stuck and you're not moving forward or doing things as fast as what you want, beautiful time for you to ask why. What do I need to learn? And then sometimes we can reflect on things and then pivot. So that's what comes up for you, Susan.
Okay. How about Nicole? What do you see
Okay.
for her?
Hi, Nicole. Let's see what we've got. I like this. They're showing me you with like about five eyes, and they said you're going to grow eyes in the back of your head. Not literally, but they're just saying that you're going to be able to see behind the scenes. You're going to start to really pick up on other people's energy. So much in the fact that you might not like being around people as much. You might find yourself wanting to isolate more. Your spirit guides are urging you not to become a hermit because they like everybody to be out and mix and mingle and be around others. But you're going to find that your senses are heightening. You might even start to smell better. Um, I thank you. They're showing me a girl I know, a friend of mine, who has hearing so good. It's almost crazy. She can almost hear things that like a dog can hear. It's so weird. Um,
Really?
yes, it's the craziest thing. Um, but that's kind of what they're showing me. Not that you probably won't get to that point, Nicole, but they're just saying that all your senses will be heightened. You might be able to smell things that you might not used to, or certain smells might really, overwhelm you, especially like perfumes or candles. And the hearing, you might start to literally hear things that you couldn't hear before. And we like that because those are, the ways that we can pick up and really hone in on our intuition. So that's what comes up for you, Nicole.
Okay. Let's go with Magnets Millions. We don't have a first name here, but you able to do Magnets? What's
Okay,
that?
let's see what we've got going on here. Um, One thing that Spirit is showing me is um, they're cautioning you, like they're using this as like taking from Peter and giving to Paul, and it does feel kind of like money. Um, and like we don't want to take from one. It's like taking from one credit card and paying another, things like that. And it does feel like it's all about finances. So what I love that magnet millions, but they're just saying cautioning, tightening the belt is what they're saying. Try not to let your eyeballs be bigger than your pocketbook. Um, it might be time to write a budget. I need to do that. I have been spending a lot of money, and I'm like, it's time to, keep that purse string tied together.
Well, you were on vacation though, so
Yeah, and the remodel of the bathrooms is like a lot going on.
yeah.
But it's always good. But they're just cautioning you to watch the money. Don't again get yourself in a pickle and overspend. So, and because it feels like you'll still have enough for what you need, but make sure buy or do the things that you need first, and then the things that you want. So that's what comes up for you at this
Okay.
point.
Now we'll move on to Lorinda.
Okay. Hi, Lorenda. All right, let's see what we've got coming up for you. I love numbers. I'm seeing numbers all around in your energetic field here. I don't know if you're into numerology, but if not, you would be really good at it. It feels like numbers follow you around, is what Irene says. You might find yourself seeing the sequence of numbers over and over. You can even make a game out of it. You know, a lot of people use like 555. Fives are about change, but to me, 555, that's the God number. You can make up your own rules, so to speak. And you can even tell your guides, hey, you know what? When I see 123, that's what I want this to mean. When I see 111, this is what I want it to mean. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't always have to be cookie cutter. You can work with your guides in any way that you want. Um, and write it down because you might forget, but they won't. Um, so that's kind of a fun way to work with your guides. And there's a lot of other ways that you can do that too. And especially with numbers, they're showing me just a regular deck of cards for you. And it might be fun in the morning before your day starts. Ask your guides, you know, pull a card, whatever that number is, as long as it's a number. You know, 5. Okay, well, today's going to be about, there's going to be a lot of changes. Just like me, maybe that you're out on vacation and they change your flight, you know, from 9:30 till 6 in the morning. So whatever it may be, it just feels like there's going to be more communication between you and your guides, and it's all about numbers. And again, I know that people study numerology, but they're saying you never have, you've always danced to your own drum. And they say you can continue that with your spiritual journey as well. So that's what comes up for you.
Okay. All right. With that, we are about halfway through.
Okay. That
That
went
went
quick.
fast, huh? It always does once you get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we want to do some alphabet messages. Are you ready for this one, Sherry?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right. So now we'll do some alphabet messages for all of you. Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everyone either listening to the show live right now or through a recorded version of it in the future. Works either way. Everyone watching the show right now needs to select a letter. That letter is either going to be an a B, or a C. Don't think about it. Whatever first popped into your head, that's the letter Spirit wants you to have. All right, and that will be your letter. Now, Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to you based upon the letter that you chose. Sherry, you ready?
Yep.
All right, I've got my letter.
I got mine too, because I
All right,
forget it.
all right.
Okay. So what I do before the show, of course, I always seal my energy. I pull in my guides and all my helpers, and then I ask for these alphabet messages. And so here we go, and I have to write them down because I'm going to forget. All right, so if you chose A, this is giraffe energy. So when this energy comes in, it is reminding you to stand tall with confidence. Ground yourself as you reach for the stars, and asking you to look past everyday minor troubles and trust your intuition. Know that you are always supported, but you have to be sure to ask for help. And it will help you also to see and to rise above and to take the high road. In an argument or a situation, it will help you to, be able to stand tall. So that's if you chose A. If you chose B, that is the whale energy coming in. When this energy comes in, it is asking you to dive deep into the blackness of the ocean. In other words, dive deep inside of you for buried emotions. It's time now to work with those. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So it's your time. You're ready. And even to dig deep about some hidden truths. All of this inner work, this is the time for you, and the whale energy can help you with this. And as they said, just like a whale, you don't have to use aggression or try to dominate a situation because of the massive size. You can automatically move with grace and peace. So that's the energy that comes in if you chose B. All right. Now, if you chose C, mouse energy is coming in. When this energy comes in, it's reminding you that anything is possible. Just like a mouse, mice can fit through the tiniest holes. It's crazy. It may seem impossible, but yet they do it. And that's what they're saying with you. When this energy comes in, you can wiggle your way through anything. Nothing is impossible. You just have to believe that you can do it. And again, with this energy, there's something to be said for being as quiet as a mouse. And this is where we can learn so much when we're in silence. Even when we're with others and we just sit back and observe, we can really learn a lot if we just stay in silence. Even if you're going to, do meditations, you can go within. So that's what comes up. Those are the alphabet messages, A, B, and C. So which did you
All
pick?
right. C.
I did too, because
Did
I
you?
forgot what I wrote, and I thought C, and I thought, that is me. Sometimes I think, I'm never going to get this bathroom finished.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I know that sounds silly, but a lot of other things too just seem impossible. But funny thing, I've been telling myself, because I have a lot going on, and things do sometimes seem impossible. And then I tell myself, I'm like, you know what, I can do anything. And then I get it done, and then I tell myself, see, so it's like I can
Yeah.
hear Irene, you can do anything, and I'm like, you really can if you try
You
it
put your
hard.
mind to it. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Hmm.
so those are our
Okay.
alphabet messages.
Fun. Yeah, I'll have to ruminate on that a little bit. Why I'm a mouse energy.
Well, I mean, anything is possible, and you're more the one like quiet as a mouse. You're a good little observer.
Uh-huh.
So
True. So,
you're the calm in the midst of a storm. You've talked me
and
off the
you're
ledge.
the storm. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it. Let's go with
Okay.
Anna.
Okay. Hi, Anna. All right. Every day is a new day, what they say for you. They just show me you standing on top of a mountain and saying, here I am. I'm going to do it. I'm going for it. There might be something that you've been wanting to do and you've been putting it off and putting it off. And you're like, you know what? I'm doing it. It might be a big, fabulous trip. Sometimes we don't, have to know all of the ins and outs about things before we do it. Sometimes we can just figure them out as we go. We also see a lot of connections coming in, and what we mean by that is connections with other people. These could be friendships. These could be a love connection. It just feels like a lot of connecting with people, and make sure that that you initiate some of this contact and what they're saying. If you like somebody, or hey, let's go have lunch, or let's go have a cup of coffee. And again, this can be a friend, a new friend that you meet. Go back to when you first, a lot of people meet friends when they're younger in school. And so many times when I do readings, when people are older, so many people have said it's hard to meet people when you're older. Um, and there's so many people in the world, it seems like it would be easy, but it's not. And people have to really kind of reach out and, say, make plans, or they just can't wait for the other person. So that's kind of what comes up for you, Anna. We do see a lot of fun. They say, Irene says, there's a lot of fun to be had. And I guess, and she says, get out of your head. And I ask her, well, what do you mean by that? And Irene's my guide for those who don't know. And she's saying, watch the worrying. We all worry at points in time. But if
Mhm.
you find yourself really worrying excessively, you're the only one that can stop it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And nobody else even knows you're doing it unless you tell them. So they're saying just stop it and break it up and think of something that makes you happy or something you're grateful for. Break that chain is what they're saying. So
Hmm.
that's what comes up for you, Anna.
Okay. Angel, would like a
Okay.
reading.
Hi, Angel. All right. First thing that they showed me is feels like that you're slimming down, so to speak. So I don't know if you're trying to lose weight or work out more, but this does seem to come in right from the get-go for you from your guides. It doesn't mean, oh, I've lost weight because I'm sick. They're showing me you looking in the mirror and you're liking what you see. So it feels like that you're making just small changes, but yet it can make you feel so much better. And really monitoring the food and what you eat kind of reminds me of a read I did. I think it was today. I had so many. Um, you know that saying, "You are what you eat,"
Hmm.
and we all know that. And this is what we see with Angel: is little changes they say can make a big difference. But they're also saying something about writing down everything that you eat, for a couple of weeks. I know that's hard. God, I'd be writing all the time because I graze all day long. But, if you write things down and then maybe write down how you feel that day. And same way, and you'll start to see a pattern where, you know what, I'm thinking that this food item might not be my friend.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we see for you, Angel. We do see where your stomach, it's kind of like mine, made out of steel. Some people are real sensitive about foods, and it feels like that she can tolerate a lot. Her body can tolerate it, but there's a few things, especially when you get older, even things that used to didn't bother you might. So that's what comes up for you as we see dietary changes and even I call it muscle building, like weight lifting and things of that nature. Not that you're going to be a bodybuilder, but everybody should, I
Hmm.
suppose, do stuff like that. I don't, but I can tell people what to do.
Yeah.
So that's what comes up for you, Angel.
Okay. Now we go to Angie.
Angie,
Angie.
okay. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. First thing that comes up is they show me hearts in my eye. And instead of a pupil, they're showing me little hearts, like how somebody's cuckoo about somebody. They're in love. Your spirit team is cautioning you, uh, baby steps. Don't put the cart before the horse. Just take your time. If you are in a relationship, just enjoy it and just enjoy now. And again, they're saying just slow down and use a little bit of caution. Don't be in a big hurry. And so that's what we're seeing. And one more thing for you too, Angie, is what we're seeing. They're throwing me into your throat chakra. And when you have something on your mind or something that's kind of gnawing at you, Spirit is asking you to use your voice and get the clarity from the other person. Sometimes we might misread someone or might take something the wrong way. Um, and when you find yourself in that situation, use your voice and um, get more clarity instead of sitting there letting it eat away at you. So many times, I'm guilty of that too, where I won't say something and I'll let something bug me. When it might have just been a miscommunication. I'm like, man, I just caused myself a lot of, anxiety or stress for 2 days or something, and it wasn't even anything. So that's kind of what comes up for you, Angie.
Okay. Now we move to Candy.
Okay. All right, Candy, let's see what we've got going on here. They're showing me tickety tock, tickety tock. They're showing me a clock, a watch, and it's like time's a ticking, time's a ticking. Um, Again, I think we did this read earlier. They're saying if there's something you want to do, now's the time to do it. Don't wait until you have everything figured out. Just go for it. Um, when we get into your energy, it feels like you have a lot of wonderful ideas. Um, but they're fleeing. They come and then you don't really, do anything about it. And then they go. They come, they go. Or else you might start something and not finish it. Um, I used to do that. I would start a book, I would never finish it. Then I'd start another book, I'd never finish it. I'm like, what do I do that? I just don't
Yeah.
finish books. It's weird. Um, but that's what they're saying with you. Force yourself to finish something that you start. Even if you don't want to, you will feel good about yourself. Gosh, something's getting in my throat. We know what this means. um, so you must have a lot of spirits that come in around you, Candy, because they always mess with my throat when they start to come through. You have a lot of loved ones from the spirit world that are around you. One is a lady. One is a lady that comes in um, and watches over you, especially when you're going through a hard time. She comes in and comforts you like a mother energy, like on a sick child, how a mother will lay a rag on their head, a cold rag. That's what this lady is doing for you. She comes in. Um, and I'm getting a headache in her energy, so I don't know if she had a stroke or something wrong with the head here. But she does come in just to let you know that you're not alone. Um, so that is the message that comes in for you, Candy.
Okay. Now get your voice back.
I know.
All right. Now, next we have Suzanne, and this is a good time to remind people Shari is giving general readings right now, not answering any specific questions. But if you do have a specific question that you really need answered, after the show is over in the replay, down below in the comments section, type in your specific question and your first name, and Shari will get to you probably tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow.
Right.
So, what do the spirits have for Suzanne?
Okay, Suzanne, let's see what we've got going on here. Instantly, I'm drawn into your feet, and it feels like the feet are very heavy. Um, and you may feel stuck, but you're not going to be for long. And your spirit team says, watch what you wish for, because it feels like it's either all or nothing. It's either feast or famine. It's like you feel like you're stuck, and then all of a sudden, everything comes at you, and it's almost overwhelming. A lot of decisions are going to have to be made here in the next couple of months. And it almost is as if your higher self is bombarding you with things to make decisions to where you have to move quickly from one to the other, because if you stick with one too long, then your mind's going to get in the way, and then you're going to be hasty, and then you're not going to feel like, yes, no, yes, no. You're not going to know which end is up. But when it comes very quickly to you, that's when you, on an unconscious level, it feels like, will really be able to just go with your gut feeling. Okay, yeah, let's do this. I got a good feeling. Let's do that. Instead of kind of dragging your feet, and then that's when you start to get undecisive. Just like what Bobby says before we do the alphabet messages, when Bobby goes, what's the first thought that comes? When if you sit and ponder on it, then that's, your first thought is spirit, and then if you hang around too long, it's your mental body coming in. So that's what your guides are coming in to help you with, Suzanne, is making things go very quickly to keep you out of your analytical mind. So that's what comes up for you.
All right. Now let's go to Donna, aka Best Doo.
Best doo-doo. Okay. I hope that's the hair doo-doo, dutying up their self and the do. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Wow. I love when they show me when people are skating. That tells me that you're getting ready for a good patch, is what they're saying, to where you just feel like you got the Midas touch. And you're not on roller skates, you're on ice skates. Um, no, Irene says rollerblades. I don't think it matters, Irene. So yeah, you're just really sailing through and you're getting everything done. You're crossing all the T's, you're dotting all your I's. If you're a list maker like I am, I see where you get everything off your list. And when I get things off my list, I almost panic because I never get everything done. So if I don't have a list, I'm almost lost. But it feels like with you, you just get things done. You have the Midas touch. So now is the perfect time when you find yourself, you're really in the flow. This is the best time for you to really start working on manifesting, throwing it out, what it is that you want to create. Because when you're in the flow, it's going to come back to you a lot faster because, again, you're not swimming against the current, you're in the flow. So that's what comes up for you, best doo-doo. It always reminds me of that one Woody Wood or what?
Rusty Woodpecker.
Rusty
He's
Woodpecker.
he's
Yeah.
on the show right now.
Oh, he
Hopefully,
is?
yeah. Hopefully, we'll get to him. He's down there a little ways, but
Okay, yeah. He hadn't been on in a long time.
yeah. Okay. Kristen has her stepdad with her. His name is Paul. He would like a reading.
Okay. Paul, the first thing that comes up from you, from your spirit team, is you might find yourself going through a time of reflection. And you might be going back, and with this reflection, it just feels like your heart just really opens, and you're going to start to realize that you really are grateful for the people that are around you and for family. Family feels like, and friends feel like it's really coming in close to you. And it gives you a wonderful sense of security. And it just feels like if they're, how do we say this, Irene? If there are people in the family that maybe you're not connecting with or you've had an argument with or something of this nature, it feels like that's going to be, that's going to pass and that we're going to let bygones be bygones. But it just feels like family is everything. We see you going back through your life and picking out the situations in your life that, you know, wow, I'm really grateful. And realizing that it's like a puzzle. If this didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. And if that wouldn't have happened, then that wouldn't have happened. It's like a domino effect. And it's going to make you feel like, you know what? You got to trust spirit. We always like to think we're in control of our lives, and we are to a certain extent. But some things are just, you know, keep evolving because it's so intertwined. So we see you doing a lot of reflecting. So that's what comes up for you, Paul.
Okay. Vicar would like a reading.
Okay. Hi, Vicar. First thing that comes up for you is camping and being outside, being in nature. This is where you're going to start to feel like you're in your element. And we really like nighttime for you. It kind of reminds me of our sister Debbie, how she always liked to stay up real late. I'm more the early bird. I like to go to bed early, get up early. Debbie would, you know, like to stay up real late, and I don't know if she sleeps late, but kind of feels like that with you. And I feel like being outside, looking up at the stars, under a campfire, things of this nature, is when it feels as if, gosh, I'm just going to say this. I'm seeing a lot of things in the sky, like a lot of UFOs and shooting stars and looking up at the red moon, all kinds of things like this. You just find fascinating. I love to hear the crickets. I love to hear the little critters at night. So the more that you can be outside, the more that you can get things answered is what they're saying. If you have a question about your life, this is when you can be in your realm, so to speak, and ask your guides questions and then sit back and listen. So that's what comes up for you.
Okay. All right. Now we go to Gary.
Okay. Hi, Gary. Let's see what we've got going on here. First thing that comes up is they're showing me a gentleman that's around you that kind of comes up a live person, comes up and kind of puts their arm around you. So I'm asking Spirit, why are you showing me this? And they're saying there are people around you who can be helpful. So don't be shy to ask for help. If you need help, even if it's emotional support, there are people around you, they said, that are willing to help you, that can listen, that can offer advice. Sometimes when we're in the middle of a situation, sometimes we can't see clearly, or we can't see our way out of it. And it's always nice to get an outside perspective, to get feedback from other people. And this is what we see coming up for you, is that there are helpers that are all around you. Because they said, you're a wonderful helper. You help a lot of people. So everything has to be in balance. You can't give and give and give and give and give without taking. And you can't take and take and take without giving. It has to be like a teeter-totter. So that's why they're saying it's time for you now to receive. So that's what comes up for you, Gary.
Okay. Now let's go to Kate.
Okay. Hi, Kate. Let's see what we've got coming up for you. First thing that your spirit team says is it feels like you're getting ready. You've heard that saying, one chapter ends and another one starts. That's what we see coming up for you. They're also showing me 9. And when I see 9, it's telling, their guides are telling me that you're coming to an end. You're tying up some loose ends. There's a lot of things, and this can be, thank you, this might get a little over your head. They're talking about ancestral clearing. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's where, some of our ancestors will, I'll give an example. Let's say you come from your ancestors who are alcoholics, and this is just, an example. Great-great-great-grandpa was an alcoholic, it kind of goes down. And so when it gets like to the 7th generation, especially, before you incarnate, you'll say, you know what, I'll come in as an alcoholic, but I will break the chain. And when you break that chain, if you become an alcoholic and then you become sober, then that helps it helps all your ancestors. This is what we see coming in for you, is when they show me the 9, this is like you're working on breaking some chains, and you're going to start, if you don't already, work with your ancestors. So that's
interesting.
coming in for you. That was out there, but something tells me she might know what that means. I don't know.
Okay. How about Trinity?
Okay. I think you're still on Kath, the same one. I don't see Trinity.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. All right. I don't see it, but that's all right.
You don't
All
see
right.
Trinity?
There we go. Now I see it. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got going on here. Instantly, when I get into your energy, I have a lot of pressure in my head. And I'm asking Spirit, why? Does she have headaches? Maybe. But it feels like there's a lot of confusion, a lot of thoughts, a lot of chaos. Kind of like me, a lot of, like, you might think something and don't finish the thought, and then you're on to something else. That's my head all the time. And that kind of is what we're picking up with her, is a lot of thoughts, but it feels like a lot of anxiety might be coming in too. And your spirit team is asking you to categorize the things that you're worried about. And what they mean by that is if you can change it, or in any way, then that's great. Do the best you can to change it. But if it's if it's someone else, you can't change other people. So they're saying then you have to just, realize that you can't change them. You can only change how you react. So that's what they're saying is, and I also hear them say, unnecessary worry. So you might throw the cart before the horse and worry about situations that aren't going to happen. Of course, we all have to worry about the future, in some way, but we don't have to do it in excess. And when you find yourself always worrying, always in the future, that's your first cue that you need to work on some grounding. Get outside, work on breath work to kind of pull you into the now. Because when you're always in the future, you're cheating yourself of the now. Or if you're always worried about something in the past, then you've missed out on now. And the really only moment is now. So that's what they're saying. That's why people meditate, is to pull them right now. So that is the message that comes up for you, Trinity, is monitor the thoughts. And, when you find yourself in excess of worrying, you're the only one that can stop it. So tame your thoughts, train your thoughts. So that's what comes up for you.
Okay. 15 minutes left. Let's go to Jax. Jax, welcome back.
Okay, hi, Jax. All right, let's see what we got. Smile. And they said, we see where there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming up in the near future where you're going to want to smile. But they're also saying, even if you don't feel like it, just smile, because even that will make you feel better. It's just going to trigger your body, something in your body to where, oh, she's smiling, something good must be happening. And we love that. Be proud of yourself and your smile, because they say you can really light up a room. And you do impact people. You kind of remind me, thank you, what Spirit is downloading. I don't even know what they call them. There's so many words. But it's some of the younger generation comes in and they don't want to pull in a lot of karma. And they might be loners, but they can walk into a store or a restaurant without even knowing it, and they can raise the vibration. That's kind of what we see for you, Jax, is that you raise the vibration in a lot of places where you're at, and you might not realize that you do that. They call you a shining star. So this energy is really starting to they said it's just really starting. So as time goes on, as you get older, you will find that people might start saying, wow, you're really charismatic. Boy, you light up a room when you walk into it. So this is the energy that we see coming in. And they said, own it. Smile. Get that smile on your face, because smiles can be contagious. So that's what comes up for you, Jax.
Okay. Now, this is Charlotte. She had another post a little further down, gave us her name. Her name is Charlotte. And she would like a reading.
All right, Charlotte, let's see what we've got coming for you. First thing that they're showing me is shamanic drumming. We love the drumming for you in the drumming circles. And we do love the dancing, because they take me back to Woodstock. And they're showing me a girl that has on a dress, and she's just twirling. And I love this energy. It's like dance to your own drum. You're going to get out, and they said you're going to change the world. You may start out at one person at a time, but then it feels like Spirit is going to keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you into bigger platforms, to where you're going to be in front of more people and more people and more people. I don't know if you're on a spiritual journey, but it feels like this is in the spiritual realm, so to speak. And I don't know if you've ever heard of anyone doing light language, but this might be something that you dip your toe into in the future. And I'll give you an example. When I do those reads, when Spirit gets my throat like that, I almost said, I think I'm getting ready to start doing light language. So if we're ever doing this show and I start talking weird, I'm probably either having a stroke or I'm doing light language. But if you
All
don't know,
right.
yeah, just
Good to
call
know.
911 just in case. But yeah, so that's what's coming up for you. And I see that now, the dreamer's music. And that's why they showed me someone dancing and twirling around. Again, getting back to the light language. Don't be surprised. This might be something that comes up for you. And it's not going to just take you over. You're going to be asking for it. You'll want it. And it will, if you so choose. They said it could be a couple of years out. Who knows? But that is the message that comes for you. So that's cool.
All right. Good. All right. Just want to acknowledge Venus. She did contribute to our Ko-fi account. We do really appreciate that.
All
Every little
right.
bit helps. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Venus. Yeah, we do really appreciate that. Did I already give her a reading?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see
I was
what
going to
we.
say we don't want to take your money and then not give you the okay. Click next one.
Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte, our biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you, Charlotte. We appreciate that.
Do you have a reading for her?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say. I don't know. I'm starting to get
Oh, yeah.
loopy.
It's down there.
Okay.
He
All
posts
right.
a lot. So
All right. Let's get in here, Charlotte. First thing Spirit does is they show me your spirit guides, your helpers, your angels, they said. Angels are coming in to work with you. And it's like they're going like this and they're saying, keep your chin up. I love this energy of the angels coming in all around you. Angels can help in so many different ways. They can work with emotions, with even with the home. Um, and this sounds weird, but sometimes when energy is negative in a home, things will break in the home. Even the trees in the yard or the bushes might start to die. This angel energy is coming in to actually work with the energy of the home as well, along with you and anybody else that lives in your home. But it's a beautiful energy. I just see it almost cocooning your home. I don't know what kind of work you've been doing energetically, but your spirit team wants me to tell you, keep doing it. It's working. And pay attention. The ears are starting to crackle, and I love it because they're saying her clairaudient is really going to start to come online, where you can hear spirit. And that is a wonderful gift. And work with it and ask for it. And with yours, this is really cool. I've only heard this a couple of times. When I say I hear spirit, they download everything in my head. But with you, Charlotte, they're telling me that you might even start to hear spirit in other voices. And that makes it really easy to know it's spirit. So that's what comes up for you. Whatever you're doing, Charlotte, keep doing it. Because they say you are, number one, dancing to your own drum, but you are really going to make an impact. You already do, but you're going to be out and pushed and pushed and pushed into bigger platforms. So that's what comes up for you, Charlotte.
Okay. Good. Let's go to Leora. What do you have for her?
Okay. Is that the one that she was skipped?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
Okay.
him.
All right, Leora. He doesn't do that on purpose. Sometimes I know it's hard for Bobby. There's so many questions that come through, and so if anybody gets skipped, it's not on purpose. And sometimes we've had glitches in the system too. So,
Yeah.
um, all right, Leora. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. Whew. My back feels heavy in your energy, telling me you're carrying a heavy load. But I got to tell you, they said through the years, you're pretty good at dismissing things or realizing that things are going to start to work out. And this is what we see for you as time goes on, the more time goes on, the more that you are going to put your trust into spirit. Of course, you can throw out there, we can create, but you also realize you can also say, lead me where you want me to go. What do you want me to do? What's the best message you want me? What do you want me to know now? We see where you're going to kind of come to the point of surrender a little bit with God and the angels and your guides. And when you get to that point, that's where the magic really happens. When we try to hold on and try to, make everything the way we want it, that's where we get tripped up. That's where we hit the roadblocks. But when we get to the point to where a little bit of surrender, that is when the magic happens. And this is what we see coming up for you, is just let loose and enjoy the ride. So that's the message for you.
All right. Let's move to Kath.
Okay, all right, Kath, let's see what we've got going on here. You can only give what you got. And the first thing they're saying is, we see you, doing this and doing that and doing that and doing that and doing that. If you find where people are asking you to do too many things, it's okay to say no. Um, because it just feels like little things are going to start. There's going to be so many little things that kind of bug you. And then even when one little thing happens, then it's almost like you might overreact. It feels like mosquitoes or flies. They bug me when they're, flying around me. And it's not that it's, they're going to kill me or anything. It's just very annoying. And that's kind of what we see with you. A lot of things that will annoy you. And it's okay to kind of take a step back. Of course, Spirit likes us to mix and mingle, but they also like for us, again, to have balance. And you might come to the point, to the fork in the road, to where it's time where you maybe take a step back, do a little bit of quiet time, and reflect. Just like I told Bobby before the show, I've been with my husband all week. I gotta have quiet time. I gotta have me time. And I sat here and I didn't turn the TV on all day. And Bobby goes, "What'd you do?" And I said, "I enjoyed the silence, because my husband always has the TV on. Oh, I got to have my quiet time." So this is what we see coming up for you. You might find yourself where you got to have your own space, and that's okay. It helps you to regenerate, regroup, get rid of other people's energy, and then you can get back out and get to moving on. So that's what comes up for you.
All right. Let's move on to Rusty Woodpecker.
Rusty Woodpecker, you made it. Hi, boy, we haven't heard from you in a while. All right, so let's see what we've got going on here. Your spirit team kind of showed me you going like this, like, "Here I come," here, skipping in and singing. And they're saying, I don't know why this keeps coming up. It's a thread that is run through. And they say, when you think you're happy, you're happy. They say, think you're happy. Think of happy things. Think of what you want. But they're also saying life sometimes, it may feel like you're just stopped and nothing is happening and it's boring and you're sad. But you're always still kind of moving forward. And that's what they're saying with you. We see like a new, I guess, I don't know if I want to say a project. It's more like maybe a hobby is what they're saying. We see where you might get into doing something fun, a different kind of a hobby, I guess. Maybe it's carving wood. Maybe it's axe throwing. Maybe it's fishing. Whatever it is, it feels like something new is going to come up and present itself in your life in the near future. And go for it. It might not sound that fun at first, but you will be pleasantly surprised if you do push yourself and go out and do that, because number one, it will stimulate your mind doing something new, and number two, you can meet new people. And we all know when we meet new people, then there's, the more you know, more opportunities open. So that's what comes up for you, Rusty, is make the best of it. If you don't like where your life's at right now, then like the things that are in your life. And the more that you like the things in your life, then the more the universe says, "Hey, Rusty likes a lot of things that make him happy. Let's give him more." So that's what comes up for you, Rusty.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we have time for only one more. We're sorry we couldn't get to everybody today, but if you want a reading, Shari will give you a reading after the show is over. In the video replay, down in the comments section, put your request for a reading down there. If you have a specific question that Shari couldn't answer for you today, put that down there. Always include your first name, and if you want a reading, request that you want a reading. Just saying hi isn't gonna give Shari the okay to give you a reading.
Yeah. And put your name in the comments too. And people think that what they're writing right now is that's called the chat. It's going to the replay. And right here I see somebody that says, I never get a reading. It happened to me last time. If you get on, um, and I see Brandy, I really need a reading. After the show, go to the replay, put your name in. I don't know, this is JV1234. Put your name in, and then I will do a comment or a reading just like I do now, only it'll be typed out. And everything will be misspelled because I talk into it. And Bobby goes, "Are you talking into all the?" And I am. I can't sit there and type, so I talk in so the English or punctuation is not correct, but you'll still get the message. So there you go. So, okay.
All right, so picking back up to where we were, if I can find it. Well, now where is he? I'm looking for Rusty Woodpecker, and then the one below him, I believe it's Nico or Nico. Nico B.
Okay. All right.
Final one for the day.
Nick. All right. Let's
Nick?
see what we've got here for Nick. Okay. You might find yourself where you hear the term inner child work more and more. It might come up on your phone or whatever, because it's your guides talking about going back to some of the childhood trauma. It's ready to release some of this trauma. Because when we get further into your core, we see where you have stuffed down a lot of it. And you're ready now to release some of this trauma. They're really taking me back to school. Young, like second, third, fourth grade. A lot of times this is when we create personas, and it molds us, and it can hinder our relationships, our friendships, everything when we become adults. And there's things that are working here, and one of them is about self-esteem, because your guides are asking you to have, not to be cocky or a narcissist, but they're wanting your self-esteem to raise and for you to feel good about yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. If there's something about you that you don't like and you're able to change it, then change it. And if there's things about you that you don't like, and we all have those, then just come to peace with it. Because we're all individual. Nobody's perfect. And you're too hard on yourself is what they're saying. You raise the bar way too high for yourself. And they're saying lower it. And you're allowed to make mistakes, and you're allowed to be wrong. And when you are, and don't be too shy to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or "I didn't mean to do that." And again, we're circling back to, you might find yourself doing some inner child meditations and working with some of the stuck trauma from childhood. So that's what comes up for you, Nick.
All right. And that will do it for us tonight. As I said, after the show, go into the comments of the replay, put your request down there. Shari will get to you tonight or tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in for today's show, everybody, and thanks to all of our guests who agreed to share their reading with all of us. We hope you liked them. As always, if you have a topic you'd like to discuss or a question for Shari to answer, put that down in the comments as well, and we'll try to make that happen, maybe even next week.
Well,
Well,
Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to book your own private reading with Shari, go to psychicshari.com, click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as click on the bell icon to be notified when new videos are posted, and upcoming live stream, which the next one is this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Right.
Eastern Time. That will do it
Yep.
for tonight, everybody.
Okay.
Take care.
Again, yeah, thank you for coming on. It was fun. If you didn't get one, go to the replay and put it in, because right after this, After I make my husband a plate, he just got home from work. Then I come back and I'll answer more questions. So,
Yeah. All right.
all
Take
right.
care.
Bye, everybody.